Hi everyone, welcome to a Cosmic Crone conversation with me, Marie.
And me, Tina.
Today it's about predictions, and it's going to be our viewpoint on predictions, and maybe some people you've heard of that have become famous or mythical, or urban legends on predictions. So how would you like to start?
Well, firstly, where we are.
Oh God, yeah, because we keep forgetting.
Yeah, we're actually in a place that we did do a recording once, but we never actually showed the place.
Yeah.
So we're in a very old church ruin in a village called
Derince.
Yeah.
So it's so beautiful here.
It's peaceful, isn't it?
Peaceful. So I predict we're going to have a good podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Well, there's different things on predictions. There's a scientific view.
That's water, by the way. Tina's holding water, not booze.
Yeah, because it's very hot. Then there's like the psychic fortune telling, using tarot, if you want to call it predictions, or astrology, which they do call predictions.
Yeah.
Then there's things like TV, like the Simpsons, which has been a lot on YouTube.
Yeah,
and then there's people like Nostradamus, and you've got some.
I've got some
names I've never heard of.
Baba Vanga.
Some dreamer guy.
So we can come to them whenever we get the
So
opportunity.
let's start with astrology.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, or as a whole, the psychic side of it, or the witchy side of it, the fortune telling, supernatural side of it. With tarot, I don't think. Well, as a tarot reader, I don't predict the future. If I was doing you a reading, I'd say, if you're on this path, this is your possible outcome.
These are the possibilities.
Yeah, and it's never written in stone.
Yeah, and where people take what they want when they're having a reading as well. They may not really hear you as well. So let's say the prediction or the path you're letting them know that they're going to take, or they could take, can go off. That's why predictions to me are a bit weird.
Then I have had, is it premonitions and predictions? I mean, where do you draw the line? Because I've had, we did premonitions, didn't we? Yeah. Where I said that I'd maybe dreamt something, or I'd had a vision of something, and it happened a day later. I don't see the point of having them, because you can't do anything.
There's things in history as well that have been predicted that might happen. It's like with Leonardo da Vinci. He had all these things, famously the helicopter, but that was his idea. That that one day that might happen. So you call that prediction. It was an idea, but other people took it and built on it.
Science fiction writers. Again, I've written science fiction. I love science fiction. I love anything supernatural, and obviously I practice the occult, so that's how I write my stories. Sometimes it's through personal experience, and I think science fiction writers, they do predict because they're thinking about the future, like AI or like computers. Where's this going to go from here? We've now just started AI, so you could really predict that there are going to be,
Okay, any of us listening, watching to this, I am not a predictor, but I predict that there's going to be a very fine line between humans and technology. Now, you could say, everybody said that. Well, and?
Yeah.
I'm predicting. But
you can see where it's going.
That's why when people have been famous for predictions, they've followed, some of them, trends.
Yeah,
it's
that's
trends.
The word. Yeah.
So like you could predict a lot of things.
And I think children are a lot more open to not being brainwashed. Where I've actually not looked this up, but it just come into my head about children, because children obviously see things that we don't. They believe in things that we don't, because you just get indoctrinated as you grow up. You get brainwashed. Okay, fairies aren't real. Santa's not real.
Oh yeah, sure.
And you end up in your working life, didn't you? Living a drab life, doing a 9-to-5 job, and then that all gets pushed aside. But children, they do see things, don't they? And like they've seen things from past lives. So, I wonder if they do see future events.
You mean if children don't understand that they are predicting?
Yeah.
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 Just coming back to, you said about writers. There's a writer who wrote Fahrenheit 451.
Don't know that one.
Science fiction thing. I just looked it up. And they use seashells.
Oh, yeah.
For, communication. Use earbuds, phones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just backing up what you just...
Well. Yeah.
There is like a conversation that's been had about time travellers.
Yeah.
So they've gone to the future, come back and went, hey, you know what?
So-and-so's going to be president.
Yeah. And if you carry on with this engineering revelation that you're doing, this is going to lead to this. That's what there has been conversations about that.
And then you've got people like Nostradamus. Do you know, I really used to be into Nostradamus until I think we got the internet, and then obviously all this information becomes available to you, and they're like, oh. And there's been actually a lot of fake, they called them quatrains. Right. That's what they're called. Yeah, they're called quatrains. And he made like 6,000, and basically none of them have ever come true.
What's the word? What does it mean?
It's just like predictions.
Oh, that is the prediction.
But he did them in different languages, and he did them all in this ridiculous code that never made any sense. And there was so many different translations. And okay, for instance, they said like he predicted Hitler. He didn't predict Hitler. He said Hister, and they're like, oh, okay, you've got two of the letters wrong. No, Hister is a river, I think it is. And the thing was, his predictions were past events. And what he was doing, he was very into either astronomy, astrology, and the occult side of life. I think he was born a Christian. And there's a lot of stories about him that ain't actually true.
So when you say something like you've got to give an example.
And the media, it's the media fabricate stories to make his life interesting. They said, yeah, he predicted Hitler. He didn't.
But when you say he predicted Hister, what's that got? What the river? What do you mean? So
people were saying he predicted Hitler. No. Started the World War.
No, I understand that. But so what's the river? What was the story behind the river? You understand what I'm trying to say.
The thing is, it's translating them. They're
so he predicted something about a river.
Do you know what it is?
I just want to get the story. What I'm saying is he predicted something about a river, right? That has been taken out of context. Yeah. I'm trying to back you up on what you're trying to say.
He didn't predict it. He didn't actually predict it. It was something that had already happened. But because
I'm getting confused. It's just a piece of water. What you're predicting about a piece of water.
And so fell or something. Might have been a flood.
Might have been a flood. I don't know. But it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like we're saying things, but we've got to give an example of why we don't feel that was correct. Do you know what I mean? So
because it was so hard to translate and decipher his gibberish that everybody made different accounts. The thing was, where they've predicted things, where people have said, "Oh, this actually happened," it's already happened now, and so there's a phrase for it that people will make something fit to today. So okay, there was one that said he predicted the 9/11 disaster.
Do you know what they say? Nearly everybody's predicted that.
Nothing whatsoever in any of his quatrains that predicted 9/11. Nothing. There's also no clear dates of anything. That is all fabricated to glorify this wonderful story about Nostradamus.
Sometimes I also think if Nostradamus has a selling point for people with books and artifacts or to do with business, you're going to
fabricate stuff.
Yeah, or from a certain part of the world, so people come. Look at the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
Hello.
And apparently there was a film about it. It was called The Man Who Saw Tomorrow. It was a book and a film, I think. So yeah, they made the stories of Nostradamus fit to make the movie.
Okay.
And it's sort of,
do you know what? This is quite controversial, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So to be honest, there's no one special.
There's people that have predicted the Cold War, right? And I'm sorry, I haven't. That's why I was being specific with yous, because I haven't been too specific myself. And I just wanted to, that the superpowers would be Russia and America. And do you know what? If you're watching the world way back when, and you can see people's armies getting bigger, it's a bit predictable that they're going to be a superpower. Do you know what I mean? Things in life, I think, are going to happen, and people jump on a gravy train sometimes to be part of it.
The thing is,
go on, sorry.
These, so-called predictions are always after the events happened. Like it's some people make that thing fit.
There's a few that haven't, though.
How do you know that?
No, I'm just saying. No, I don't know. I'm being very, very honest. But they were dead before the things happened. Their predictions, they were dead.
But do you know, like I was saying with Nostradamus, how do you know these people where you've got this information from?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
It's the same thing,
I'm agreeing with you.
Like who have you got there? Who's this Baba
Vanga?
Yeah.
She was born in 1911, yeah.
911.
And she passed in 1996. There were some things I was trying to look at then.
It's my magic number, 911, isn't it? 911.
Yeah, she was Bulgarian. Excuse me, but my notes, they're all over the place on this one. She predicted the 2024 economic crash, global diseases. They said that she predicted Donald Trump to have a brain trauma or something, like things would go on. They said she predicted Obama to be president. And when I hear this, I'm thinking, did she know his name? Or was it that it would be a president of colour?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is
non-American.
That is so I'll tell you what I predict, we're going to have a woman president.
Yeah.
That could happen in 50 years, but I predicted it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Some things are so easy to say and predict, but you need
the next war will be, the next world war will be fought by machine, by AI.
Which it already is in one respect, but it will be without human contact.
Yeah, unmanned craft.
Yeah.
And laser beams.
Well, they already do drones.
Yeah, exactly.
So, do you get? So what I'm saying is, we know these things, which that could have happened years ago where they knew a little bit of information and they just went boom with it. I mean, I'd like to know if like they actually did somebody write down Obama, you know, Barack Obama.
I don't think so.
No, because it's easy to say. I mean, it's like, okay, then go back to, was it the late 70s when Thatcher became Prime Minister? Up until that point, there'd never been one. And mine, I think it was my granddad.
There's always going to be a first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Is my granddad used to say, "Oh, we'll be in for it if we get a woman." You know, like he wasn't horrible about women. He says, "Oh God, we'll be in for it, you know, if we have a woman Prime Minister." Hey ho, we did. You know what I mean? Before it happened, I meant. There's a big thing. Yes, so she was Bulgarian, Baba Vanga, and the rise of AI as well, I believe she predicted. But she also predicted a dragon will take over the planet.
A dragon?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean...
But she also said that Russia, India and China will be powerful to start the Third World War.
So the thing is, if we sat here and wrote down 1,000 predictions, you're probably sure a percentage of them would come true, but the rest wouldn't.
We're trying not to take away people's, like there's one called Edgar and his surname is C. I mean, please look up these people, but Edgar, C-A-Y-C-E, I would say, but K. Right? Yeah. And he was known as the sleeping prophet. He was born in 1877, died in 1945, but apparently he foretold future events while sleeping, so hypnotic state, so to speak, right? Oh God, I've got a little bit of what I put here. She predicted the 2004 tsunami.
Yeah,
Baba Vanga. Right, sorry, going back to her. And the rise of ISA and Brexit.
What's ISA?
ISA.
ISIS.
ISA's what you get at a bank, isn't it? ISIS is what?
Terrorists.
Sorry, I just went. I don't think I've said that right.
Yeah, but I bet she didn't give the names. But the tsunami, because of where it is, it's been predicted. It's like San Andreas, you know. They're going to have another big event because it's coming up to every so many years. You know, these places, it's something to do with the tectonic plates. You know, going back to science and mathematics.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain things that of our planet that happen that you can predict. To a rough, it might be 50 years, but it's there, and you know that it's going to happen because it's you know, the planet revolving and geology and how things work. You know,
the AI is another one prediction which has already sort of been happening. There's not enough food in the world because our planet, the population is growing.
And also there's
even more.
Yeah, you know, mathematical prediction. There won't be any fish left in the world because of overfishing, commercial fishing, and
well, you could say other people have said that, but they've predicted that, didn't they?
They have predicted
They've predicted it.
Yeah.
Because they've seen what was going on.
There's a really scary Netflix. It was like a film, and the guy was crying in it. It was really, really sad. You know, like slaughtering of dolphins because the dolphins eat the fish that we need to eat. They were slaughtering dolphins day in day, and it still goes on. And you know, he was nearly killed doing it.
Okay,
but no fish.
Yeah.
The oceans are empty. Means no people. So here I'm going to predict the end of the world, and he thinks that this is going to be quite soon.
Yeah.
You know, like say 20 years. There's going to be no fish left. If there's no fish, it affects everything.
Ecosystem, isn't it?
Because birds eat fish, you know, and it just,
and it all comes back to us.
Yeah.
Just going on a couple of people that I said back to Edgar.
Yeah.
He predicted. I'm sorry, I haven't got any details. I've just got like bullet points. Is that he said major earth changes, new technologies and medical advancements, the knowledge of new civilizations and archaeological sites, and understanding mysteries of the universe.
Do you know?
Everybody's been doing. You know,
what year is this? That like.
Well, it was between 1877 and 1945.
Okay.
You know, and I'm just picking up about. I picked up a couple of people that may not be well known. Really, really encourage you to go and have a look at people who have made predictions. I'm not saying people are charlatans. I'm not saying they don't feel these things. I'm not saying that they haven't got a good knowledge enough to know if that keeps on going, that's going to happen. And that's a prediction, isn't it? That if, like you say, the fish, taking your example, the fish, the ecosystem that becomes, that will affect us.
I think I've just thought of like the difference between premonition and prediction. I think a prediction is like a world event, is a, you know, like a catastrophic event when you predict.
Factual event.
Yeah, predict something. Yeah, whereas a premonition, it could be like...
That's a feeling. But I think they're very close together.
I saw you tripping up the step tomorrow going up to the shop, you know, that's not a... That's just a premonition.
But
a prediction is a big event.
A premonition is that, you know... Yeah, I'm trying to think of something. Yeah, I think they're very close together because
I think predictions involve a lot more people than, whereas, you know, I have a premonition, it's just a couple of people involved or one person involved, whereas a prediction, you know, you could predict a world war or the end of the world. It's a massive event.
It's become that, but it's not always that big. A prediction of, you know, somebody's engineering, like they've started something and started a circuit board, you know, and I'll predict if we can work on this circuit board and add things to it, I predict we can make this machine. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, but it could change the world still, couldn't it?
Of course it could. But I'm saying, not saying it's always global. It could be a small part of the world, but then that small part of the world would affect somebody else. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just going that sometimes it's not, you know, and they said predicted Diana dying. I wonder, because I haven't got any background on that and I feel silly. It could have been a princess of England may pass. That could be, you know, in an accident. That could have been anybody. I'm not sure. Please comment. Please tell me how wrong I am.
You know what really gets me though? The one thing is the Simpsons.
Right.
No, we've got to do. I mean, it's a cartoon. It's been going on for years. You know, years and years and years. And they have made predictions. Okay, so
I said that, didn't I? I never looked into it.
Yeah. I think their predictions, they don't say their predictions, they're just their storylines that like later on actually happen. And the thing is, it's not coded. It's there in colour, not in black and white.
It's in your face.
Yeah, you know, like I think it was Obama, Trump becoming president. That is so clear as day, isn't it? I think it's an agenda. Because see, they're with the elite. I mean, I don't know who the writers are exactly. It's Matt Groening, and it does Simpsons, but you don't know who they're in with. You know, their groups, and if they are influential people, and they get this information, throw it in here and there for, you know.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think about that one? It was so far fetched that they did it.
But it's not the only thing, is it?
No. I'm talking about that example.
Yeah.
It was so far fetched that it's like me going, I predict there's going to be a female president. Yeah. People would say to me that, oh yeah, whatever. And there will be.
Oh, apparently there was one they predicted. Siegfried and
Oh,
Roy, the white
lions,
tiger.
yes.
The thing was, it was 10 years before, yeah? And the name's actual white tiger.
The name of the tiger?
No, it was, I mean, how many white tigers are there, you know? It was a white tiger.
Well, that's all they worked with.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
oh well, it would have been a white tiger then. But
yeah.
they basically
no,
said...
I'm just,
so something happened. He had an accident.
But again, don't you think that could have been...
Happen.
It was going to happen anyway. So, you know, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm for the Simpsons.
True.
I'm for them.
It's true.
But I'm saying, like, you know, they thought... They saw the funny side. Well, it's not funny.
Yeah.
But the comedic side of it,
Yeah.
you know, what if one day one of them, you know, they won't hurt us. We've brought them up as cubs. They're our friends.
I'm sure
and then they take their heads off.
There was one, I don't know what it was.
But all for them.
But it could have been like Saddam Hussein or something. And even down to like the clothes they were wearing.
Really?
Yeah. It was like really specific. And I think that was the one that got me. Like, how did they know that?
But you mean the colour or the...
Yeah, well, the actual, it was exactly the same. Like they showed a picture of it. It was on YouTube, you know, video. And then like the actual cartoon, it's like, what the fuck?
What the dearie hell?
Yeah. You know,
I'm with them. I think the Simpsons...
Out of all of these, you know, like, Nostradamus, but the Simpsons cartoon.
Yeah, the Simpsons did it of our time. No, but it's just that you can see, like, you can predict that. I honestly thought that... I'll tell you something that I did say, right? I said, going back to Trump, this is really weird. I said this once, I said, while he was president, I said, he is going to cause utter chaos. Now, everybody might see that, but I said he's going to do something that's going to make people either die or, you know, he's going to rally people around him. He's like as if he's on a podium. And I said he's on a podium. He's going to make people do things that they wouldn't normally do. And do you remember they went to the courthouse and stampeded the courthouse, make people rise up?
Yeah.
It wasn't word for word. It wasn't verbatim what I said. But it happened and I went... Do you know what I mean? So I should be in the papers then to predict.
Yeah.
You know. But I think there is a lot of things that have been predicted that are obvious.
Yeah.
But the machinery that Derince did,
I
don't think that's obvious. You know, that was his engineering brain, and he had so many ideas, and that was inventions, and people brought them to life. But actual global stuff that is happening, you can see what's going on. You can see it's actually a lot of things that are happening are in what's that word, in, you know, when things are happening in front of you, in plain sight.
Right, yeah.
Things are happening in plain sight and you don't get it. You know, you could say, give us an example. I don't know one at the moment, but in plain sight, I thought that...
Like AI microchips, you know?
Yeah, in plain sight, that's helping you, supporting you. It's going to overrun you. And I think as well, it's when that technology supersedes us, which it has, but not that much. You might think, yes, it has. How can it, when you ask AI to do a picture of a hand and it gives you one with 10 fingers on one hand, there's so much it can do, but obviously...
it has limits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are things in the world that if I predict that if they do get to that point where they have a conscience or anything like that, the robots, they will keep us going for information.
You know, we was talking...
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yesterday about the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't we? With my partner, who's, well, he was a prison officer in the UK. And he said, like, things happen during a moon. Now, talking about predictions, they say like, okay, on a full moon or on an eclipse, astronomy, again, alignment with the stars, that's what astrology is about, isn't it? And the accuracy that you can pinpoint something to a certain day. And, they say there's like big events happen or big changes happen during these eclipse events or full moons. Yeah. I mean, you was talking about full moon. That's what we was talking about.
I worked within the care system, in different aspects of the care system, and people's demeanour, their personalities, the way they acted changed. It changed. Could say for the better or for the worse.
Yes.
But it changed.
So you could predict, you look at your moon calendar, think, well, on the 25th full moon, we're going to have to put extra staff on because they're all going to go a bit doolally. And this is what, in prison, this is what happens. People...
like a shift in somebody.
Yeah,
there's a shift.
People got more aggressive, more lively. Animals do, don't they, as well?
Yeah.
I've noticed with mine, they do go a bit haywire.
Have you got anything else that you were going to bring to the table?
No, it was just, I thought, the full moon, the moon or astronomy and alignment of the stars, because this is, again, going back to Nostradamus, he was into astronomy, astrology, and this is how he predicted things. Basically, he was an astrologer, but nothing really happened as such, But because of past events that happened, maybe this flood at this river, how the planets were aligned at that time, he predicted it for the next time round.
Right, so something happened when, let's say for argument's sake, there was a strawberry moon. Remember that was the other night?
Yes.
A strawberry moon, and when that strawberry moon comes along, the river floods.
Yeah, because last time it did.
Yeah.
So it's going to again the next time. Yeah. And that's how he made his predictions.
That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But again, coming back to the moon, I think our next podcast is going to be about the moon. Because... Yeah,
and also up and coming, I have a friend who has a lot to do with Stonehenge.
Oh, I love that place.
So we'll be talking to her. There's things coming up. And predictions, I think some things are predictable. I'll go back to it.
Predictable.
They're predictable.
You say that about people as well, didn't you?
I am. So I am somebody who goes, it's not
creatures of habit.
Yeah, that's predictable. It's like somebody I know at the moment, right? I'm just saying, somebody I know at the moment, he's been so good, but I know if you now it sounds if I'm being bad, but if you gaslight them, say something, right, I know they're going to flip. I predict I'm going to make somebody flip today in a very joking, maybe bad taste way, but things are repeated, aren't they?
They are.
They're repeated.
Yeah.
And predictable.
Yeah, and I think the moon does affect us in that 28 cycle, that 28-day cycle.
Yeah.
I do. So I think, I don't know if anything happened on this strawberry moon major.
No, but we'll go more into it. I wonder as well, the predictions of things being invented, used, brought to the masses. I'm trying to think of war battles. Was that centered around the moon to make a prediction of a better
people did
outcome?
Yeah, some people did use astrology.
I feel really smart then.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So yeah, I think a lot of things that have been predicted, if people had had the time to sit and think about it, could have come up with the same things. That's what I'm thinking.
And I think expectations of things like just small things, like I've got dogs and I've got a new puppy. I know I'm going to go there in the morning. I predict that there's going to be a ripped up, that, you know, the cushion I left there.
There's going to be poop on the side.
I did leave the cushion out. Okay, I predict that when I go back, it's going to be ripped to pieces because I've got a puppy and I've got a destructive
Talking
dog.
of that, if you'd like to make a donation to the TRNC
Animal Rescue Family,
you can do so by going to PayPal.
SOSdogs2017@outlook.com.
You make a donation, whatever you can. It's fantastic if you can.
And visit our Facebook page of the same name, TRNC Animal Rescue Family.
Back to predictions. I think you're going to donate. We predict you are to help the dogs, the rescue dogs. But yeah, I think my conclusion of today's chat is things are repeated.
Yeah.
Things are predictable.
Yeah. There are coincidences in things. Yeah.
I think my biggest statement is the American president that's going to be a lady.
But you know what? Mine is going to be, we are here in North Cyprus. We have had our independence. It will be 50 years in July. And okay, I predict big changes here.
Positive?
Yeah, because we should be able to be recognised after 50 years. That is apparently it's something to do with the union of countries of. Don't do politics, you know.
No, we're trying not to. I'm looking at you going, whoa.
But yeah, something we feel it because we see new roads being built. Yeah.
So here's the example we're giving.
It's a feeling, isn't it?
There's a feeling that there's something a move going on to make the place better, to show the world that this is
we exist.
We exist. And it will be in the world of you know, discussions and everything, that Northern Cyprus will be part of that.
On the map.
Yeah. In some shape or form. So there you go. So if anybody's watching this in 10 years' time, and we all are, and there's a woman in the White House,
fantastic. We told you.
Yeah, I could be famous. And you could be. Right, thank you so much for watching a Cosmic Crone conversation and listening on the platforms that you go to listen to your podcasts. And up and coming will be about the moon, about witches. Again, you know, there'll be something about my friend.
And witches, we've got our other channel, which is a Cosmic Sisters
Tarot. And
a
Cosmic Vibe, which is catering for all your ambient needs. Go along, subscribe. We need 2 more on Vibes at the moment to get 200 subscribers.
And we've got some great drone footage of this gorgeous country.
Yeah, and some great music as well. So it's going to be goodbye from me, Marie.
And it's goodbye from me, Tina.
Yeah, exciting podcasts coming up. Take care and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.